Hi, good morning. Good morning. If I haven't seen you yet, Happy New Year. All right, today we're going to talk about 5 signs that your exodus is closer than you think. Your move abroad, your bop around the globe time. 5 signs that that's closer than you think. As you know, I coach Black women. I talk to Black women who are planning to leave the US and become an expat, or who are planning to take a sabbatical or a career break, or who are planning to bop around a little bit and travel full time for a while. And I think a lot of the times, I'm going to say 7 or 8 times out of 10, they are much closer to realizing this goal, much closer to achieving this goal than they think. And that's good news. Good news for me, good news for you. Okay, so we're going to talk about, I have 5 signs. It may, you know how it goes. Somebody will say something interesting and helpful and insightful in the chat, and this will end up with 10 signs. But right now, I got 5. Okay, so I got 5 signs that you're closer than you think to moving abroad, or to being an expat, or to taking your career break. Good morning, Doris. Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, Professor LCH. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Terry. Hey, country mama. Good morning, LaShawn. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Gypsy Publisher. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Knitting Babe. Good morning, Corinne. Good morning, JB. Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Comfort. Good morning, Nirel. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Haiku. Good morning, Chloe. Hi, Halisi. All right. So, hey, guys. All right. So, I'm in exotic Mexico City. I don't think you knew that. Surprise. I'm in Mexico City for a few more days. This is one of my steps on my way to Curacao. So, that's exciting. All right. If you would take a second, if you have taken a sabbatical or career break, if you have moved abroad, if you have bopped around and been a full time traveler for a little bit, can you tell us at what point in your planning process, was there a point, a thing that you got done in your planning process that told you, ah, this is actually happening, right? I'm doing it. It's actually going to happen. I don't have to like hedge anymore. I'm doing it. If there was a point, if there was like a tipping point, just something that you got done or achieved or saw or learned, someone who you talked to that changed things and was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing it. I was not sure now, and now I'm sure. If you had that moment, let us know, okay? For me, I'm gonna spoil it. For me, it was once I started, I think it was probably once I got halfway to the money, right? I knew how much money I needed to take a sabbatical in 2015. I wanted to travel for a year. I knew I needed $14,000 between my notebook, my vision board, and my whiteboard at home. I knew how I was going to come up with that $14,000 in 15 months. And once I got halfway there, once I got to the halfway point, I had 7,000, maybe 7,500. I was like, I can do it. I can do it. For me, the money was the biggest obstacle, I guess. Not obstacle, but the biggest thing I had to figure out. And once I got to that halfway point with the money, right on and on target, on time, I was like, that's it. That's the thing. So if you guys have any insight into when that moment happened for you, share it in the chat, okay? And then we're going to get into the 5 signs that you're closer than you think. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I didn't say good morning to. Hi, everybody. Okay. Let me scroll through. Okay, ignore it. My laptop, as soon as we go live, my laptop wants to do all kind of scanning and things. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to read you the 5 signs, and then we'll talk about them a little bit at a time. Is that all right? I'm just going to spoil them all. That way, if you're not interested, you don't have to wonder. Okay, so 5 signs that you're closer to your exodus, closer to your move abroad, closer to your sabbatical than you think. Number 1, you know how much money you need. Okay, so this is the thing that women sometimes tend to put off till last because they think it's going to give them bad news, okay? But it's probably going to be good news. You can't get to a goal until you know what the goal is. You can't hit a money goal until you know the money goal. So number 1, if once you know how much money you need for your sabbatical time or for your monthly for your move abroad or whatever. Once you get a dollar figure, you're closer, right? You're very close, okay? Number two, you know your destination requirements. By destination requirements, I mean you know what you need to live comfortably in a place, okay? We'll break down what these requirements are. I talk all the time about what my requirements are. So we'll talk about what some of you guys' requirements are and some things that you may be overlooking, some things that you may be putting too high on the priorities list. Okay. Number three, third sign that you're closer to moving abroad than you think. You have a solid backup plan. Yeah, a solid backup plan, right? That changes everything. Once you know, okay, so if things go wrong, here's another thing I can do. Here's a second choice, right? Well, you have a solid backup plan that gives you more comfort, right? You feel more comfortable. Number four, you're getting rid of stuff. The fourth sign that you're closer to moving abroad than you think is that you're getting rid of stuff. Okay. I don't know how you can move abroad and take everything with you. I don't know why you would want to. I don't know why you would want to start a new life with your old life, take your old life into your new life. That's just me. Okay. So, number four, you're getting rid of stuff. Number five sign that you're ready for expat life or to take a sabbatical is that you have a supportive community, right? If you have a supportive community, you're closer than you think. They can do more for you than you even know. Okay, so we're going to go in depth about more of these now. So let me look in the comments and see if anyone has given us info about their point where they knew that they were closer than they thought to this. So let's see. Hi, Aaron. Aaron Austin says, for me, it's not real until I make an irreversible decision. Telling friends is the first thing. Okay, that's good. Yes to getting to a commitment, like doing something that is a commitment, right? Not just something that is, I could, dabble. I'm considering this thing. Once you do something that is a commitment, that's it, right? So let's see. Anybody want to tell us what their first irreversible decisions were? I'm trying to think about my sabbatical, my career break time, the first irreversible decision. So I told friends, but I feel like for me, that's reversible. I'll just be like, girl, I changed my mind, right? I gave more than 2 weeks notice at work because we worked on a 6-week schedule. So I probably gave 6 weeks notice at work. That was irreversible. For me, I think even the plane ticket, buying the plane ticket and the insurance, plane ticket and travel insurance were my two biggest expenses at one time. Those to me, they were irreversible, right? To Erin, telling her friends was irreversible. I think those were the points when it was like, yeah, I'm not, I done paid for this flight. I think I spent $800 or $900 for my flight to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, with a layover in Tokyo. At that point, I'm doing it. I done paid for this ticket. Airlines are not just like, oh, you don't want to go? Here's your money back. Not back then, anyway. So then it was like, okay, I'm done. I'm doing this. Yes. Kathy says selling her house. Yes. Twyla, good morning, Twyla. My irreversible decision was to submit my retirement papers. Yes. Congratulations, Twyla. Yes, right? Once you do something like that, ain't no turning back, right? Yeah, okay. Lisa to Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Hey, girl. I knew 2 months ago when I actually started selling my personal stuff and gave my landlord a move date. Yes. Once you make a plan for your home, for your things, and start moving towards that plan, once you start getting rid of stuff, you're there. You're there. I can't tell you. I said that a lot of women are further than they think, but I can't tell you how many women I talk to who haven't started getting rid of things. To me, that is, I don't want to sound dramatic, but it's a sign that they may not do it. To me, I don't know. I could be wrong. What, who am I? But to me, if you haven't started getting rid of stuff in one way or another, however you do it, we've talked a lot about different ways that we've gotten rid of our things. To me, if you haven't started getting rid of the stuff, I think I don't think it's going to happen, right? I don't think it's going to happen. But what am I? Who am I? Everybody does things a different way. But I think that's a rare, very good sign to me, a stranger. Yes. Hi, Karen. Yes, to getting rid of stuff. I've also been trying not to acquire too much new stuff in the meantime. I have a year before I leave. The struggle, Karen. The struggle, right? Target is still there. Target is a place that they get me every time. They get me every time. I know going into it that they're going to have some stuff. They're going to trap me, and I still fall. I fall for the okey doke every time. I'm like, oh, but I need these throw pillows. You don't need no more throw pillows. Get out of that aisle. You're not even supposed to be in that aisle. You came for toothpaste. Yes, once you can say no to some things that you would normally automatically say yes to, yeah, you've changed your mind, right? Changing your life, changing your environment starts with changing your mind. And so, yes, once you can say no to the things that you would automatically have said yes to before, you're making good progress, right? Target and happy hour were my things. I talk about happy hour a lot. Once I could say no, people are going to happy hour, and I'd be like, nah, I'm going to save that $40, that $60, that $80. That $40 for me is a whole day in Thailand, right? So either I could go to happy hour with you, or I could come back one day early and get a job, right? Or stay one day longer in Thailand, right? Either I go to happy hour or I stay one day longer in Thailand with no job, right? So it was pretty easy for me once I committed to it to say no to some things. And that's a very good sign, Karen. Very good sign that you're closer than you think. You have made that mind shift, that mind transformation. All right. Okay, good. Roxana. Good morning, Roxana. Good morning. In November, I found out that my school is closing in June. My apartment lease is up in June. Oh, okay. And all of my debt, except my student loans, will be paid off in March. Wow. It's go time, Roxana. Where are we going, girl? Where are we going? All right. All my debt except my student loans will be paid off in March. Okay. I did a video called Eight Things You Need to Break Up with the USA. I might link to that if it's not going to take me very long. Eight things you need to break up with the USA, and a handle on the debt is one of those things. Paid off credit card debt or personal debt, like unsecured debt. Paid off unsecured debt, and a plan for your student loans. Getting those student loans as small as possible before you go. Those are wonderful steps towards your new life. Your new life. I can't get the link real quick, but I made a video called Eight Things You Need to Break Up with the USA. If you take a look at my channel, you'll find that. And we talked a little bit about debt there. Adelia's here. Good morning, Adelia. And Adelia, if you need someone, let me write this down. Make your money plan with Adelia Aborishade. Adelia's here. She is Picky Girl Travels the World. So I'm just going to put in her, what should I link to? pickygirltravelstheworld.com. She's got a YouTube channel and a podcast. Okay, but I'm going to link to her website because this is where you can book time with her. She is a person who helps you get your money together, your FU money together. So you can say FU to the country that doesn't treat you well, to the job that doesn't treat you well, to the relationship that doesn't treat you well. Okay, Adelia helps women get their FU money together. Picky Girl Travels the World. Adelia, if I'm doing this wrong, tell me. If there's a different place we should link to, please holler. Make your money plan with Adelia. pickygirltravelstheworld.com. Okay, please tell me if that's not the place I should be linking to. All right. If you're watching the replay, hi. I'll put that link in the description. Also, I didn't introduce myself. Hello, friends. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a year-round house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School, and I help Black women take a sabbatical or move abroad on a budget. If that sounds good to you, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Okay. And make sure that you turn on notifications. You're going to have to tap on that notification bell and turn on notifications so that you will be notified when I post a new video or when I go live. Welcome. All right. Okay. All right. So money is very important. Was money? What number was money on our list? Five signs. Okay. So how much money do you need? This question is very daunting to people, but it's not super hard to figure out. Okay. If you're bopping around the globe, look at some places and use. Okay. So I'm going to give you another resource called the Work from Anywhere Toolkit. This Work from Anywhere toolkit has some resources that can help you figure out what it costs in places. It's 2022. People are sharing information about what they pay for rent, what they pay for Uber, what they pay for Metro, what they pay for a block of cheese in different parts of the world. So you don't have to guess what it's going to cost you. You don't have to guess. People are telling you their cost of living in places and sharing what places are, what places cost. You know what I'm saying? All right. So download your Work from Anywhere toolkit at exodushomecoming.com/toolkit. exodushomecoming.com/toolkit. Okay. In that toolkit, we have resources to that we use. So Rashida and I put this toolkit together, and I'm pointing like she's here. Hello, Rashida. Because I'm in Mexico City. I'm in walking distance to Rashida. She's got coaching this morning. She's not here, like here in the chat. She's got coaching from For Burnout to Bliss, which is her career break coaching program. Okay, so she's doing coaching this morning. But Rashida and I put together the Work from Anywhere toolkit with resources that we actually used to work from anywhere, to be able to bop around the globe at our discretion and work and live. Okay, that includes some cost of living calculators. I like, what do I like? Nomadlist.com. Rashida loves theearthawaits.com. We both love numbeo.com. Those resources are listed in the toolkit. So you can see what people are paying for things. Remember that what people list is probably anything that they list, you could probably do it cheaper, right? But people are listing what they're spending. They're not listing the absolute bare minimum price, right? But that Work from Anywhere toolkit includes calculators that help you figure out what places are going to cost. Yeah, you don't have to guess. And some places are very surprising. Also in the toolkit is my list of 50 cities with Airbnbs for $500 a month. That's a good place to start when you're talking about looking for affordable cities, affordable destinations around the world. I found 50 cities. Now, I put this together before COVID. I don't know how COVID has affected Airbnb prices worldwide. I really don't. But I put together a list of 50 cities where you can Airbnb for $500 a month or less. That's also in the Work from Anywhere toolkit. So get that at exodushomecoming.com/toolkit. Okay. Start there. If you're looking for how do you figure out what a place is going to cost, start there. Start with the calculators that include information that people have already given you. You don't have to guess. You can figure out what most of your costs are going to be: accommodation, food, transportation. Healthcare is going to be surprisingly low. We're going to talk about that a little bit later today, right? So get your toolkit together. Okay. All right. What am I missing in the chat? Yeah. How much is the lump sum of money for the FU fund? It depends on how long you're going and where you're going, right? So different people's FU money is different. One time I had a job. I worked for a bank. I was a credit analyst, and they were going through downsizing. And I worked for Barclays. I worked for Barclays Bank, and they were downsizing. And I was like, man, y'all can fire me for $100. Give me, I think I said $500. Give me $500 and I'm gone, right? I will leave this job. The company was nice. The company was pretty good to us, but the job itself was terrible. Being a credit analyst on the phone for a credit card issuer is not a fun job. It depends. So going to Southeast Asia for 1 year, being a person who had no problem living in dorm rooms, in hostels, $14,000 was enough for a full year to say F you to the job and the country, right? If you're going to, like, I house sat in Mexico, in and around like the Lake Chapala area, from Lake Chapala and San Miguel de Allende. I house sat there for 6 months and I spent less than $3,000, right? The FU fund depends on where you're going, how long you're going for, your standard of living, We've talked about some of the things that I've done to be able to live and not work. I've done some things that you would not do, right? So your standard of living is maybe different from mine. Some of you are willing to live on less than me. Some of you are not willing to live on anywhere near what I lived on for that year, right? I told you I did a work exchange where I lived in an RV on the people's property, right? And there was no toilet. There was no actual toilet. Okay, so I've done things because I wanted to travel and not work, and because house sitting was not a thing to me yet. I wasn't house sitting yet. I'd never heard of it, or not, didn't really know of it. So, how much is the lump sum? This is something that you sit down and talk to somebody about. Figure out for yourself using the calculators, and then talk to a coach like Adelia, and get your money number and then the plan. Yes, right? So you can't get the money plan together until you get the number. How much do you need? Either monthly, or if you're taking a sabbatical, you just need the lump sum. If you're moving abroad or you want to bop around full time for an indefinite amount of time, you need to know your monthly number. How much is going to keep me for a month, support me for a month? You need to know that number. Then you can come up with a plan on how you're going to make the money, right? But you can't come up with a good plan until you come up with that number. This surprises me a lot. Women have a lot of things planned out, but they don't know how much money they need, right? I know where I'm going. I know my dates. I know what I'm going to do with my home. I know what I'm going to do with my belongings. I know what I'm doing with my children. I know how I'm going to educate my kids while we're moving around or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, so how much money do you need to make this work? And they're like, I don't know. Don't be afraid of the number. It's probably going to be more comforting. The stress of not knowing the number is more than the stress of knowing the number and then finding that money, making that money, creating that money. Yeah. Okay. You guys are really having a good time in the chat. I feel like I'm missing everything. Okay. Okay. All right. So Adelia is a boss chick. We all agree. We all agree. Cutie Pie. Hi, Adelia. Your video about scouting trips inspired me to do my video on scouting trips from Portugal. Okay. All right. Cutie Pie. I don't think you've ever shared your channel with us. I don't know. I feel like you've told us multiple times about something that was coming without telling us something that you've already posted. So if you have a video that people here today would be interested in, tell us what it's about. Okay, not about the coming soon. My coaching for you. Okay, when you're in an environment with women who are into your thing, right, a relevant audience, don't tell them what's coming. Tell them what you have. Okay, this is my coaching for the moment. I do YouTube coaching if y'all don't know. Tell people what you have, especially if your channel is the same channel that you're posting from. If your channel has a different name, I don't know. Because you can't link. YouTube will not let you link in the chat. YouTube won't let you, and even if they would, I wouldn't let you because I don't want that. I don't want that. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yes, Karen Thompson. I took Adelia's class. She'll get you right. Yes, ma'am. I'm not telling y'all about Adelia just because. I'm telling you about Adelia because I want you to make some progress. And I know Adelia is a person who can help you make progress. Okay, that's why we're talking about this. Hello, senior insurance advisor. Yes, debt elimination is the gateway to a new life. Yes, yeah. Student loans, I think we're going to put them in a separate bucket. Student loan debt, we're going to put in a separate bucket. I don't have student loan debt, so I don't know. I think at one point I did have $2,000 from my freshman year, right? $2,000 in student loan debt. So I don't have student loan debt. I've never had to go through the process of getting the payment lowered, but I do know it's a thing that people do. So get that payment lowered to as low as you can go. But the other stuff, you don't want to carry that with you into your new life, right? We're talking about a new life abroad. We're not talking about recreating your life here in another country or in another location. It really is a new life. I'm a witness, okay? So we don't want to carry those things, and we don't want to carry those things with us. We don't want to do that. Another reminder that I'm on Ecamm Live. Today I feel like so I get a little pop. You can hear the little pop, pop, pop notification when a new chat comes up, but I'm not seeing them on my screen. I use a third party called Ecamm Live, so I don't see all of the chat. So I'm sorry if I'm missing something. If you feel like I'm missing your comment, retype it. Okay. For some reason, Ecamm Live does a pretty good job, but not the best. Okay. All right. Hey, Pat Fuqua. Once I started purging, 85% there. Congratulations. Paid off debt. Went to Exodus Summit. Hired Michelle at Afro Expats. I will be attending her relocation tour in San Miguel, January 28th through February 9th. Thank you for mentioning that, Pat. So I call Michelle San Miguel Michelle. Okay, let's start from the beginning. San Miguel de Allende is a beautiful town in Mexico that is very popular with expats, with Americans, Canadians, British, just people from other countries. You know what expats are. San Miguel de Allende is very popular because it's beautiful, yes, because it's got good weather, not extreme heat. I'm looking at you, Merida. And it's just a lovely place, good food, good people, beautiful place, right? So Michelle uh, Waters, I always forget to say her second name. She's got a lot of names. Michelle Wedderburn Waters is a coach who helps people move to San Miguel de Allende. I call her San Miguel Michelle, but her business name is actually Afro Expats. And she has a YouTube channel here also. So if you go to YouTube and you look up Afro Expats, if San Miguel is on your list, she is doing a relocation tour. She's doing a tour where you come to Mexico, to San Miguel, and check out some things and get your plan together, right? So we just talked about Adelia scouting trip video. Michelle is doing a scouting trip, put together a scouting trip for you to San Miguel. Thank you very much for mentioning that. I was in San Miguel just a couple days ago. It's a beautiful place. I love it there. It's one of my go-to happy places, right? It's one of my go-to places where, like, when I had a chance to just be somewhere, I want to leave the winter of exotic over Delaware, because I am team boycott winter. If I want to leave that winter space and I can't get to Curacao yet, where do I want to go? And that's where I went. I went to San Miguel. I didn't get to see very much of it this time because I had to quarantine, but I was there. I was in the atmosphere. All right. Okay. So we're talking money. Yes. Okay. We're talking getting the dollar figure. Any other comments about the dollar figure? Cutie Pie says the trick for not overspending in Target is doing curbside pickup. I'm not doing that. I must go into Target. That is my real happy place. I have to go in. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I might as well just get my toothpaste from Wawa. If that's the case, I'm going into Target. Okay. All right. So anything else about your Halisi irreversible decision? I gave notice on my job. I could not find an appointment in 2022 with the Portuguese consulate after January. Okay, we have to get our stuff together in 20 days. Oh, okay. So Halisi, you're doing the D7 visa, I'm assuming then? You're going to Portugal on the D7 visa. D7 visa is like a visa for people who don't plan to work in Portugal, right? Whether you're retired or you're living off of income from something else, or you're working remotely, you work for a company that's not in Portugal and you work remotely. Okay. So they gave you a really short deadline, which means wow, 20 days. So how's that going? How's that going? Okay, I hope you're feeling good about it and not feeling rushed and stressed. All right. Hi, Nicole. Nicole says, I took a leave of absence 3 months beginning in October. Good. We don't utilize that enough, right? The leave of absence, some employers have a leave of absence policy. You don't need to quit your job to take an extended break. All right. I took a leave of absence beginning October. At that point, I realized I'm not going back. That happens a lot. Started getting rid of stuff and selling the house. That's the best kept secret about a sabbatical or a career break or a leave of absence. Um, Once you get free time, you're probably going to figure out a way to not work, right? It's hard to figure out a way to not make your current job your life while you're doing your current job and while you're busy and you're tired and you're stressed out and you're burned out. But once you get some free time, you could probably see another way. Okay. And that leads us into step number, what was that one? Step number 3, right? Having a solid backup plan, right? Sometimes you don't really see your options while you're just in the middle of things, right? You don't really see what all of your options are. I'm super dry. I'm super dry now. You don't really see what your options are until you have a lot of free time. I'm an advocate for free time, normalized free time. I have normalized free time t-shirts. I have merch. If you look down on this channel, on my if you're on YouTube, if you're on the computer, I don't know where it is on the phone, but I have merch and I have some normalized free time merch. I mean that. I mean that. I can't tell you what it does for your mind, for your well-being. Okay, yeah, and that happens a lot, Nicole. We start on a short break and then we're like, actually, put your mama on the phone. I ain't never coming back. I'm never coming back. I'm not coming back. I figured out a better way. Okay, let me scroll down because I feel like I'm getting lots of notifications, but I'm not seeing any new chat pop up. Let me see. Maybe I'm missing it. More stuff, more testimonials about curbside. I would never deprive myself. I would never deprive myself of of going into Target. I love it. I literally love it there. I love a few things in my life. I love Target and Wendy's and Wawa. And I'm not missing an opportunity to go there. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. There's Target in Australia. I think Australia is the only country I've been to out of the US where there's also Target. And it helped make Australia a little bit better. As y'all know, I wasn't crazy about Australia. Target helped it make it a little bit better. All right, Cat from Rebloom Room says, I need a leave of absence ASAP. Listen, in the Exodus Summit, Exodus Homecoming this year, we talked to Letitia, who dug into her employee handbook and found that leave of absence policy and utilized it. Okay. Yes. All right. So don't forget to use the benefits that you have been given. Use the benefits that come with your employment, your job, including leave of absence. If it's there, use it. Yes. All right. I'm not listening to y'all. I see all these curbside pickup. I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I'm going in Target. Believe that. Believe me when I tell you, I'm going in. Okay. Good, Yvonne. Yes. Okay. Afro Expats is Michelle's YouTube channel and her Facebook page and her blog. So you will find, she may be here. Sometimes Michelle is here. You will find info on the tour, the relocation tour. All right. Okay, Bronwyn. All right, so here we go. So, in speaking of having a backup plan, Bronwyn, hi Bronwyn, says, I don't have that much saved up as a lump sum, but I do have active income being an online teacher, and I can earn when I travel. Being able to make money from anywhere in the world is the move, okay? If you don't already have enough money to live on from in another place, from investments and savings and alimony and whatever, all of the good things, retirement income and military benefits, right? If that's not enough for you to live on somewhere else, being able to make money anywhere in the world is the move. Teaching English abroad is I think the lowest barrier to entry, right? Being a native English speaker is a commodity or a marketable skill or whatever. People will pay you just because you're a native English speaker to tutor them in English, even if you have no teaching experience, right? I did a video on it on my channel about Cambly, about getting the TEFL. I think the video is called Teaching English Abroad or Teaching English Online with Cambly. It may be some, I don't know. It's probably more complicated of a title. I like long titles. But yes, all right. So there are platforms out there. There's been a big shift in the teaching English online world. There used to be a lot of Chinese companies that hired native English speakers. There's been a crackdown. So Chinese companies are no longer the king of the hill, right? But company like Cambly, who is not Chinese, I'm pretty sure Cambly is a U.S. company, but they might not be. Um, but companies will pay you to tutor their students via the computer from anywhere in the world. You need good internet access, which you can get a lot of places. If you can do your work in Atlanta, you could do your work in a lot of the world. Atlanta has the worst internet. I don't care. I don't care. I've been there. All right. Every time I do a one-on-one call with a woman and I can hardly see her face and I can hardly hear her, I'm like, girl, you in Atlanta? I know you are. Yeah, right. If you have enough internet juice to work in Atlanta online, you can work from a lot of the world. So, teaching English online, back to that. Teaching English online is the lowest barrier to entry. It's the fastest way. I'm not telling you it's going to make you rich, especially if you're using a platform like Cambly compared to getting your own students, right? They're just going to pay you, not just, but they're going to pay you 10 or $12 per hour. Okay. So I'm not talking about this is going to make you rich, but I am saying if you're spending $40 a day in Thailand, $10 an hour is 4 hours of work to live, right? Plus whatever else you do. So coming up with I think teaching English online is a wonderful backup plan for a lot of people. I think so. I've done it. I did it very briefly. It's a wonderful because like I said, it's a quick start. Quick start. You do need to get the TEFL certification, which you can do totally online for, I think the link on my video is a TEFL certification for $49 or 20 to $4. It's really inexpensive, right? So if you go to that video, you'll see all that. Hey, Missy, I know, girl. I'm like, yo, how is it possible to have better internet? I've been in the country in so I'm going to say Malaysia. Malaysia is notorious for having very good internet. Malaysia is just, they have fast internet, but like I've been in some remote places and had good internet, just good internet. Atlanta, terrible. It said, so I did the speed test and it said it was something like 15 megabytes per second upload and download, but no way, no way, no way. I couldn't upload a YouTube video, right? I've been in places with 5 megabytes per second, which is my bare minimum, and had better access than I had in Atlanta. It's terrible. All right. Okay. Congratulations. Savvy Soldier just graduated with her TEFL certification last month. Congratulations. That's a door opener. Okay. That's a door opener. Teaching English does not have to be your plan A, but it is a solid backup plan. And like we said, step number three, or third way that you know that you're closer to your exodus than you think, is having a solid backup plan. Teaching English online is a solid backup plan. I mean it. I mean it. All right. Also, house sitting. Plugs for myself. House sitting is also a wonderful backup plan, right? You add in, especially if you want to bop around. Well, two different ways. Whether if you want to bop around and travel full time for a while, or if you just want to go to a place where house sitting is popular, because there are parts of the world where house sitting is just a very popular thing, like London, like the San Francisco Bay Area, like let me get that on there. Like, let's see, some parts of Canada, or lots of Canada, the parts of Canada where people live. Everyone in Canada lives in like 2 or 3 different cities, right? Some parts of Canada, house sitting is very popular. So if you want to go to these places, house sitting is a wonderful backup plan, right? If I can't afford to live there and pay for a place to stay, how many house sits can I book? Right? How can I book back-to-back house sits? London is a place where you can house, or England in general, you can house it back to back, to back, to back, to back, right? And not pay for a place to stay. If you want to spend a significant amount of time in England, house sitting is it, right? Bay Area, sometimes New York City, Atlanta's getting more popular, the DC area. In Mexico, I would say Mexico City is growing, but the places with the U.S. expats are more popular. So you see more house sits, I would say, in San Miguel de Allende and Lake Chapala, the Ajijic Lake Chapala area. You probably see more house sits there, the places that have all the Americans and Canadians. Not to say that they have more expats than Mexico City. I'm just saying that the percentage is higher, right? So right now, I'd say those are the hot spots in Mexico. And you don't really see Cancun that much unless I'm missing them. I don't look for them. I don't want to go that way. Right. So anyway, house sitting, wonderful backup plan. All right. Hello, Andrea. Hello. Finally. Welcome. If you had notifications on, you would see more live streams. Turn on your notifications, hon. Turn your notifications on so you can be live with us. Okay? This is what we do. We're a community. Everybody. I'm not talking just to Andrea. Everybody. That little bell, turn it on. Turn on notifications so we can be together. YouTube won't let us be together if you don't turn on your notifications. All right, so let's go back to our 5 signs that you're closer to your exodus than you think. So we talked a little bit about how much money you need, right? And we talked about the resources to figure out how much money you need, which is the Work From Anywhere toolkit and Adelia, Picky Girl Travels the World, right? You also need, we talked about having a solid backup plan. So we skipped to number 3. I think teaching English and house sitting are solid backup plans, work exchanges. So I'm not saying these have to be the backup plan. These can be the plan A, okay? But if you have a different plan A, these make a very good plan B. Work exchanges, where you go and work and live somewhere in exchange for free room and board. I've done those, right? So these make solid backup plans. But we skipped over number 2, which is know your destination requirements. What is what you did, Janet? Tell us what you did. Hello, good morning. So number 2 is know your destination requirements. So I didn't word that really well, but know what you need to be happy and comfortable in a place. Okay? So Krishan from Blaxit Global, Krishan has a podcast called Blaxit Global. She did a scouting trip to Costa Rica, and she recently learned some things that she needs that she didn't know she needed. Okay? One of those is to be able to flush the toilet paper in the toilet. Okay? In some parts of the world, you cannot flush your toilet paper in the toilet. You cannot. All right? I've been to a lot of Southeast Asia. I've stayed in a lot of old homes and a lot of like old constructions. Okay, thank you, Janet. Just turned on her notifications. Thank you, friend. Yes, make it easy on yourself. You don't have to remember. You don't have to remember. Turn on your notifications. Yeah, I've stayed in a lot of homes in around the world that were built a long time ago, right? In a lot of cities whose plumbing is old, okay? They don't flush their toilet paper. I don't care what is on that paper. They don't flush it, okay? They wrap it up real good, put it in a trash can with a lid on it, okay? You need to know if that's something you can get used to or not. It was easy for me to get used to. We've talked about things that I've done that other people would never do. Easy for me to get used to, right? In Lake Chapala, so in Lake Chapala, when I house sit, I usually house sit for people whose homes are pretty new construction, right? But when I stay in Airbnbs in older homes, you don't flush the toilet paper, right? And that's Mexico. That's a part of Mexico that is not old and not new, right? It's new in that they have Walmart, right? But it's old in that people ride horses places as transportation. Okay, so it's just a normal town in Mexico is what I'm trying to say. A normal town in Mexico, and in a lot of those homes, you don't flush the toilet paper. Very easy for me to get over. They always have a little tiny trash can with the lid on it, and you take that trash out every day. Every day, you don't let that trash sit in there. Wrap it up real good. Put it in the trash can with the lid on it, and then take that trash out every day. So that is something that you need to know. Toilet paper in the trash in Central and South America, very common. In Southeast Asia, very common. Truth be told, in parts of Europe, Europe is old. Okay, in parts of Europe. So South Africa is the only place I've been in Africa, and I don't remember that being a thing. I don't remember that being a thing. In South Africa, I stayed in every type of accommodation. I stayed in hostels, I stayed in hotels, I stayed in Airbnbs. I did an unofficial house sit. Um, I don't remember that being. I don't remember having to not flush the paper in South Africa. But in a lot of the world, you don't flush that toilet paper. You need to know if this is a deal breaker. Okay? You need to know what you need out of a destination. Do you need to feel the comforts and conveniences that you feel here? Or are you looking to step back out of some of those comforts? Like I said, Lake Chapala has a Walmart and a AutoZone, right? Domino's Pizza, they're all right next to each other, right? So do you need to feel some conveniences? Are you okay with being in a much more remote place? You need to know these things. Some things you don't know until you try. Some things you don't know in the beginning. So the toilet paper thing might be a big deal for you the first time, and then you get over it. But you don't know till you know. I don't remember it being a big deal to me, but I don't remember. That was my first experience with that. And I'm pretty sure in Thailand, because before that I had been to like the resorts in Costa Rica. I didn't stay off the resort in Costa Rica, Spain. So I'm pretty sure when I got to Thailand, that was the first thing. And places that cater to tourists know to tell you. They have a sign in every stall. So I would guess it was my first hotel in Thailand, which was in somewhere down south, right? And I would assume that was it, and then that was it, right? I now know that I don't flush this toilet paper. So but you need to know what your destination requirements are. That's what we're talking about. You need to know. For me, I've talked about this a lot. I need a specific cost of living for for my career break, that 12-month gap year, that sabbatical where I traveled around Asia. I knew that I needed to be in a place that I could stay in for $1,200 a month or less. That was my number, $1,200 per month or less. Southeast Asia, that's pretty easy, except for maybe Singapore. I can't think of another city in Southeast Asia where that can't be done. Not not like Japan, not including Japan and whatever. But right, so $1,200 a month was my number. I needed warmer weather, not cold weather, is what I'm going to say. Because I don't necessarily need warm weather. I don't, but I do need it to be like I need most days. I need it to at least hit 75 degrees most days, right? Southeast Asia, definitely, right? No problem with that. So you need to know what you need to know. If you need good internet because you're working online, you need to know that. These tools in the Work From Anywhere toolkit have that information. People share what the internet speed is in different places. So if you're working and you need solid internet, you need to know that, right? I've talked about some of the places where I would not recommend working remotely. Some people, let's say Australia, I'm just saying Australia. I stayed only in Perth and on the West Coast and Gold Coast, which is on the East Coast. I stayed in those two towns, and also I went up to Cairn, where you go see the Great Barrier Reef and stuff. Never had good internet. Never walked into a cafe or a restaurant where you got free Wi-Fi. Never, right? If you did, it was like 100 megabytes. Now I'm not exaggerating that. 100 megabytes. I don't know what you can do. Like you can't even a lot of podcast episodes are about 100 megabytes. Like so you can listen to one podcast episode. You're not working on 100 megabytes of internet. Australia, not good for for internet speed. My bad experience also includes South Africa. I don't know if things have changed. So you need to know these things. San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. This is my first time in San Miguel where I could work. I've been to San Miguel probably 4 different times and stayed in 4 different neighborhoods and 4 different homes or more because I've also stayed in some hostels after house sits because I've house sat in San Miguel several times. This house that I just stayed in with new construction, it's a neighborhood of new construction. First time I've been able to work while in San Miguel. So yeah, okay, see, D Bond Branch. Hi, Dee. Don't be surprised with stingy internet in Japan. That does surprise me. That does surprise me. Yeah. So we need to know what we need for ourselves, including what we need for work, what we need for weather. Don't discount the weather. I think weather is much more important than some people think. People call talking about weather small talk, and I'm like, that's not small talk. Weather is important. Weather is going to dictate my entire mood for the day, for the season. It's not small talk. So don't underestimate the weather. If you need to get around, don't underestimate their type of transportation. Do they have a metro system? Is Uber their thing? Do they use a bus system? Right? Do they have the six or 8 pesos bus where you can get around town? Figure that out. Ife says she's braving the internet in South Africa. My internet experience wasn't that bad last time I was there 2 years ago. So are you saying it's worse now, Ife? I would guess that it's going to be hit or miss. Johannesburg is a city with like money, right? There. I stayed in a house. I stayed in several homes in Johannesburg, and I stayed in a couple of homes that had guest houses, pool houses. I stayed in the pool house for the people who lived in the house, right? I stayed in their pool house. That was the Airbnb. And the internet was not good, not good. I'm like, if anybody would have good internet in Johannesburg, these people would have good internet, and they didn't. They didn't have good internet. Yeah. So let's see what she's saying. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So yes. So no, how to get around that place? What is it like getting around there? Is this a walkable place? And what do they mean by walkable? Yeah. Because we went to Guanajuato. My mom wasn't a huge fan of everything was uphill. I don't care where you're going in Guanajuato, it's always uphill, and all the streets are cobblestone, right? These are old towns. These are old towns. Cobblestone streets, uphill all the time. She was over it. She was over it. So yeah, so some things you will know ahead of time to um, put on your list. Some things, honestly, you're just not going to know until you get there. You're not going to know whether you can deal with something until you get there, which is why we don't ship our whole life to a new place. We take a few suitcases. And if it's not working out, we go someplace else. I really, really cannot stress that enough. Take a few suitcases. If you haven't been there and spent significant time there, not a vacation, then take some suitcases. And then if you don't like it, you can pick up and go someplace else, bop around. All right, so what else do we need to know about number 2, which was know your destination requirements? Cost of living, weather, the food, right? Do you like the food? Do you like the people? Right? All of these things are things that um, you can learn on the internet. So, well, not except, well, even the food, yeah. You can figure some things out before you get to some places, okay? A scouting trip is a good opportunity to figure these things out. I again want to say that a scouting trip is not required, especially because if you don't like it, you can leave, right? So if you go to a place, if you move to a place before you've scouted it out, probably all right. Probably gonna be okay if you've gotten good info from other people who are there. Ife says her best friend, Ife's in South Africa. My best friend has a dedicated router with uncapped Wi-Fi, which she pays less than $50 a month for. Good. That's wonderful because that's not how it was for me when I was there. $50 a month is amazing because for me, internet in South Africa was expensive and slow. So I moved because the house's internet was never very good. I started trying to use my phone as a hotspot, but that's expensive. The cell phone plan for me, I'm going to say I spent more than $100 a month on my cell phone. I think to me, it was expensive considering what it costs in like Malaysia and Mexico, right? Yeah. Okay, so $50 a month is wonderful. So it's good to know that there are options. My experience isn't the only experience, right? What I had to deal with in South Africa isn't the only way to deal with things. Where? Okay, so Ersis, please help me know if I can travel, land, and get citizenship there. Where? So citizenship is not easy to get in a lot of the world. We're not talking about getting citizenship. You can live places on a visa, excuse me, on permanent or getting residency a place instead of getting visa. Watch my 8 things you need to break up with the USA video. That breaks down the difference between citizenship and residency. Okay. In a lot of places, you're not going to get citizenship, right? There are places where You could live there for 50 years and they're not going to make you a citizen, right? There are other places where it's not that hard. You need to be a resident for 5 years or whatever. But residency is almost always the first step to citizenship unless you have birthright citizenship. A lot of the Caribbean lets you get citizenship through your parents or grandparents. If your parents or grandparents were born in the Caribbean, then you can become a citizen in that country and get citizenship. But I think citizenship is more trouble than it's worth for most people. For we're talking residency, so change that thought from getting citizenship to getting residency, which is a whole different conversation. So watch my video on 8 things you need to know if before you move to break up. 8 things to do before 8 things to do to break up with the USA. I think we had a good conversation about citizenship versus residency. Angela, Rashida just made a video about this. That's correct. Mexico is a little annoyed, I think, with people staying for 180 days on a tourist visa when they should be residents. They should be getting temporary residency or permanent residency. There's probably more to it than that, but yes. So it used to be, as an American, you can fly into Mexico and they will automatically give you 180 days on your tourist visa. This time when I flew in, he asked me how many days, and I didn't, instead of saying I would like 180 days to see what he said, I just told him I need 30 days because I know I'm leaving before 30 days. So I didn't bother to test this method, right? But Mexico is a country that has a clear process to getting residency. Adelia and Rashida, who is Sheeta's on the Loose, they've both gone through the residency process in Mexico. Rashida did hers very recently. Rashida and her mom both got residency in Mexico very recently. So, yes, it's no guarantee that you're going to be able to automatically get 180 days now when you come to Mexico on a tourist visa. So, if you're looking to bop around Mexico long term, or if you're looking to just move to Mexico, make sure that you get residency. Go through that residency process. Okay, they have it. It's clear for a reason. This is Rashida Dow's channel. Sheeta's on the Loose, youtube.com/Sheeta's on the Loose. And I've already put Adelia is Picky Girl Travels the World. They both have videos about residency, and Rashida has a video about the changes in that 180-day tourist visa. So check them out. Yes, BE. I'm in the process. Sorry, BE. I'm in the process. I'm in the process of getting residency in Mexico. Yes. Okay. So be legal. Use the system the way it was intended to be used. All right. Okay. So we've talked about the first three. Let me go back to my notes. Know how much money you need. 5 signs that you're closer to leaving the US than you think. You know how much money you need. You know your destination requirements. Like, you know what you need out of a destination. I guess also you know what that destination requires from you, right? You know what they require. And then you have a solid backup plan. Number 4, you're getting rid of stuff. All right, we've been talking about this for a long time now. We've been talking about getting rid of stuff. I'll say it again. I think that's a good indicator on whether you're serious or not. I really think if you have not taken a step to get rid of your things, anything, I I assume that you're not serious. Okay? So this is something that you can get started early, right? You get started early. You don't need to wait. Please don't wait until it's go time for you to come up with a plan for your things and for you to execute that plan for your things. So get rid of your stuff. Okay? Get started. You don't want to take it with you. You don't want to take that whole life with you. That's not, what's the point? What's the point of recreating your life here in another place? Start over. Start over with as little as possible. All right. Lee Armstrong wants to know where you guys got your TEFL certifications. Did So Savvy Soldier said she got her service. Savvy Soldier, did you tell us where you got it from? If we don't have anyone else here, Lee, who can give you that info, I have a link on the video on my channel, on the Cambly chat video, about a one place. I have one link to one place to get your TEFL certification. Let's see. I'm looking for Savvy Soldier. I saw you. I just graduated, but it doesn't say where from. So if you tell us. Yeah. Savvy, are you still here? If she's still here, if you'll tell us where you got, either where you got it from or how you found them. Like, I don't know. Where did you get your TEFL certification from? But yeah. Yeah. So I have one video, and then Teacher Lena, Teacher Lena on YouTube has a lot of info about TEFL, about getting the certification. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Karen says International TEFL Academy. Oh, that's right. I think I knew this. Savvy Soldier got hers in person in Guadalajara at a school. Savvy Soldier went to a TEFL school in Guadalajara, Mexico, and got hers. I think I remember that now. Sorry. And then Teacher Lena on YouTube has a lot of videos about TEFL certification. So she'll have some good recommendations as well. All right. And then Cosette, look on Groupon. Yes. Yes. Look on Groupon. Yes. Don't pay the highest. Don't pay the top dollar. Look on Groupon for that certification. If you're teaching English online, then you don't need the most educationalist education in this thing, right? You're going to be tutoring people. Teaching English online with adults is them telling you, hey, I'm a nurse or whatever, and I need to have some conversations with some native English speakers to learn how to navigate some things, right? As far as I know, you're not making lesson plans. With Cambly anyway, you're not making lesson plans. And if they do require a lesson plan, Cambly makes that lesson plan for you. Okay. Solo 50 plus expat Portugal. Getting rid of things was hard. I did well on eBay. Good. And Gumtree. Good. Yeah. So I sold things on Facebook Marketplace. I had a yard sale. I gave things to coworkers. I sold things on Poshmark, which was a little challenging for me. Anne-Marie, who is Bald Girl Will Travel, has a video about selling her things on Poshmark. So she may have had a better experience. I haven't watched that video yet, but I've seen it. I've seen it on her channel. She may have had a better Poshmark experience. For me, Poshmark was a bunch of people wasting my time. Like, buy it or don't buy it, right? Don't waste my time with this. Do you want to exchange? No, I don't want to exchange. Why do I want your sweater? I'm selling my blazer. I don't want your sweater. But I did sell some things on Poshmark. And then Ms. B, I take my clothes to a consignment shop. Good. Style by Christy, says Poshmark. Yeah, so you can have a better experience than I did. Ersis says it's daunting for people who don't have the vaccine. That's right. That's right. It's daunting. People don't want you coming to their country unvaccinated during a global pandemic. Okay, that's why it's daunting. I can't say that any more seriously. It's daunting because, so imagine during the beginning of the pandemic when Italy was really going through it, right? Italians were just dying and dying and dying. Imagine a bunch of unvaccinated Italians being like, oh, let's go to the United States, right? Let's go to Stephanie's town. Let's go to Dover, Delaware. No, stay home. Don't come. Don't come. There's a vaccine now. If you don't want to take the vaccine, I don't think you should be in other people's countries, especially when their hospitals are overloaded, right? You have to think about the imbalance of things. You're coming, you have more money than the people here. Their hospitals are stressed. These people are sick. And then you want to come without the vaccine. It's daunting for a reason, right? I have the vaccine. It's daunting for a reason. I would not want to go to a country and have to be hospitalized in their country using up their resources. We've talked about this before, so I'm not going to talk about this too long, but we don't want to move to places the way white people have moved to places. This channel is not about how to colonize another country. right? And I think bringing diseases to other countries counts as colonization, counts as a step towards colonization, right? Think colonizers do. They bring disease, they don't learn the language, right? They drive up real estate prices, buy up property, and drive up prices without contributing to the economy, right? I'm not interested in that conversation. We're not doing that. That's not what I'm here for. I don't want you to do that. I'm not doing that. So that is, yes. So, yes, it's hard. If you're not vaccinated, it's hard out there for a reason. So, wait, get the vaccine, whatever the other options are. I'm not here to encourage you to try to go to other countries with poor people in hospitals, overstressed, and then have to get hospitalized in that place. You are actively harming people if you have to be hospitalized during COVID in their country because you're not vaccinated. I can't be more clear. I can't be more clear on that. I can't, I don't, that's not what this is about. This is not what this channel is for. I'm sure there's a channel for that, for that conversation, but it's not here. I'm concerned. We're going to talk a lot this year about things. Things. That was profound. We're going to talk a lot this year about the imbalances in the places that we're moving to and how do we address that. I'm really concerned about people buying property in other countries, driving up prices and then making them Airbnbs. I'm really concerned about that. I watch. Yeah, I'm really concerned about that. We don't want to go there to colonize this country. I'm not colonizing Mexico. And so we need to figure out how to, thank you, Corinne. Okay, 100% clear. Thank you. How do we do this in a responsible way? I talked about the book that I'm reading. I just started it, called Wallet Activism: How to Use Every Dollar You Spend, Earn, and Save as a Force for Change. Okay, so this is where my mind is right now. By Tanya Hester. That's by Tanya Hester. If you watched my vision board video, and she's a white woman. I always have to tell you when I recommend something by a white person. And she is, if you watch my vision board video, there's a link to this book in the video. So if you want to see where my head is at and where this channel is going to move to in the next few months, read the book along with me. It's easy because I'm on page 44, I want to say. Right? I just got started on my bus ride here. So I'm on page 44 if you want to read this along with me. I bought this book particularly from a Black-owned bookstore online, but I don't remember where. The link on the other channel is an Amazon link. I'm trying to do better. But I did buy her book, the actual physical book, from a Black-owned bookstore, because that's one of the things I'm doing this year. That's what I do. That's what I do. Yes, right? So people in these places, they're buying land up and then driving up the prices. So I stayed in an Airbnb that I'm sure was so this Airbnb I think is just an Airbnb. Like, I can't imagine this was ever an actual apartment building. I think it was built to be an Airbnb, if that makes sense, because it's tiny and it's just not. You can hear the doorbell. I mean the elevator, right? That's not the elevator. That's somebody punching in her door code next door, right? You can hear everything. So I assume that this is an Airbnb that was built to be an Airbnb, which is taking up space from people who need affordable housing in this city. That's something that I don't want to keep doing. I don't want to keep staying in Airbnbs that are driving up costs and driving people out. I went to Austin. So I was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas from 2001 to 2005 in like an hour out of Austin. Fort Hood is just like an hour, maybe not even an hour outside of Austin. So I've spent Austin was where I went to go to the mall. Okay, y'all know, we've already talked about shopping. Austin is where I went to go to the mall. So I spent a significant amount of time in Austin. I took a house sit in Austin just last year. I didn't recognize it. It is the whitest place and the richest place. So the house that I house sat for was in a neighborhood of, like, I'm going to call them craftsman style homes or bungalows, or I don't know, one story, reasonably sized homes. That neighborhood was taken over by people who came in and knocked those homes down to build gargantuan homes. Gargantuan. So the house that I'm in, they did add a kitchen. They added a back on, but it's a regular. From the front, it looks just like all the other houses in the neighborhood. Regular size house, gargantuan house next door. Regular size house, gargantuan. Like they're tearing down the affordable housing, right? So Angela B. Martin is the Baltimore chairperson. Hi Angela, for the Poor People's Campaign. So I've been watching some of her stuff. Angela has a YouTube channel. Her channel is actually about her family moving abroad. So check her out. But she's talking, but she has a video on her channel about the Poor People's Campaign. Um, yeah, so this is where we're going to be. This is what we're going to be talking about this year. Okay, that's what 2022. We're going to focus on how to do things the right way. So we've talked about how to do it. I got videos on how to do it. If you want to know how to move abroad, if you want to know how to take a career break, if you want to know how to become a house sitter, if you want to know how to save $14,000, if you want to know how to start a YouTube channel so that you have some income while you travel, that's here. That information is here. Okay, so next we're going to talk about what happens when we get to the next place. What do we do in that place? Thank you. You guys are complimenting the artwork. It's an Airbnb. I didn't make it. I didn't make it. Yes, this Airbnb is tiny. I can't tell you how small it is. So this is a place that is this is an Airbnb. Like there's no way that people live here. You know what I mean? They made this to be an Airbnb, which means that there is some people who need affordable housing who are not getting affordable housing. I don't want to keep doing that. I don't want to keep doing that, right? So I'm going to Curacao. I have my Airbnb for the first month, but I'm actually staying for 3 months total. And I want to find out how do I stay and make sure, how do I find an Airbnb that is owned by a local? How do I find an Airbnb that is owned by, I don't even know what they're called, like Curaçaoans? Curaçaoians? Curaçaoans? I don't know. How do I find an Airbnb that is owned by a Black or brown local person? This is what the conversation that we're going to start having or continue. We've started. We're going to continue in this year. Professors take pictures of the artwork and keep it. We need to recreate it. She's not Black. I don't think she's Black. We need to recreate this artwork with a Black woman. Hi, LLO. Stephanie, please think about discussing how we should educate ourselves on the practice and culture of where we're going to be respectful and safe while abroad. Thank you. We will. We will. We will. It's another thing that I don't do. So I house sit. Because I house sit places, I usually meet neighbors, but a lot of the people I house sit for have moved, they're expats, and they don't necessarily have local friends and neighbors. They are also expat friends and neighbors. So this is another place that I have not done a good job. As much time as I've spent in Lake Chapala, do I have a local Lake Chapala friend? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I have Lake Chapala friends. They're 80 years old. They're 70 and 80 years old. They're my house sitting clients. But I don't know that I have a local Lake Chapala friend, right? The housekeepers, right, in the house sits that I do, the housekeepers who come are friendly, and we try to converse, and they try to teach me a little Spanish. They always do, which is a thing that they do in Mexico. In some places, when you stumble on the language, they're just like, whatever. Then they switch to English. At least in the Lake Chapala area, they seem to understand that I'm trying, and they'll take a second and give me a quick lesson, right? I can't remember that. I remember the housekeeper going over the pronunciation of a word with me, but I can't remember what it was. Veronica, but I can't remember what it was. But yes, okay. So no, I have not done a good job of this. I haven't done that. So how do we do it? How do we do it better? This is what we're going to talk about in 2022, in case you didn't know. If you didn't know, now you know. My mom's former pastor had a song called "If You Didn't Know, Now You Know." Oh, cutie pie. I've spent time in Aruba and would love to share with you how much you'll love the islands. Okay. I'll also add that to my YouTube channel. Okay. Thank you, cutie pie. So, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao are called the ABC Islands. They're the Dutch islands. They're way down there, almost Venezuela. Like they are way down there in the Caribbean. So that's not. Thank you. I don't know the rules for going from Curacao to Aruba or Bonaire. So I doubt that I'll get there, even though I'm going to be there for 3 months and they're close by. I doubt I'm going to get there because I don't want to go. I don't want to take a whole bunch of COVID tests. I did. I hated it. I had to take a nap after the first time I took a COVID test. I just don't want to do it too many times. I felt like my eyeball. I feel like eventually my eyeball will get poked out with that little poker thing. So I probably will stay put. But it would be nice to hear about what Aruba is like. So we'll have some time to talk while I'm down there. We'll have some time to do a joint video talking about me and my experience in Curacao and your experience in Aruba. So I don't know that they ever got off the ground. Hi, Kim. Kim says there's a black Airbnb platform. So there was Noir B&B, but I don't know that it ever got off the ground. Um, I don't even need a separate platform. So, I don't need a separate platform. I just need to find the black. They can do a. Who does that? They can just have a tab that says black or local, even just locally owned by someone who lives there, not by a corporation, not by a foreigner, right? Because Curacao is a Dutch island. Some of the Airbnb owners are in the Netherlands, and it says it clearly. This is the host, and they live in Amsterdam, right? How do I find locally owned hosts? That could just be a tab. Something I go on all the time does a good job of filtering out the things. I can't remember some website I go to all the time that filters out by like black owned. I can't think of it. Yeah, I think that's all they need to do as a person who does as little as possible. Right. So when you say there needs to be a separate platform, I'm like, if the platform exists, just do a better job of helping people navigate the platform. We don't need we don't need to start from scratch on things. But if someone wants to do it, they should do it. It's a medieval test. Child, I've heard people say, "Oh, it's no big deal," but it stressed me out. It's I really seriously thought I thought that she was going to go so far up that she was about to poke my eyeball out. I really did. I really thought this is it. I will no longer have two eyes. Stephanie Perry now has one eye. And I had to just go lay down. I had to go lay down when it was done. I do so. I try to. This is one of the reasons. Okay. So we're gonna get back on topic. This is one of the reasons because that says her Airbnb is owned by a local family. This is one of the reasons that I do private room sometimes instead of entire place because it's easier to find. Well, sometimes it's easier to find a place that's owned by a family when you select a private room. Now, with COVID, I'm not interested in staying in a private room right now. I want the entire place. But I've done that. And that's a good way to find an Airbnb that has a family, right? Their own, they live there and run it. Not all, not even most. I would say nowadays, most Airbnbs, whether they say private room or whatever, are owned by a corporation. I think they're owned by larger entities, not by individuals who are going to give money to the community. They're owned by large entities. But one of the things that I have done is stayed in private room Airbnbs so that I know that my money is going to the person in that town who lives there. Yes, okay. And Nubianette, hi. I think it's been a while. Hi, Nubianette. Staying in a local guest house or independent hotel is more helpful than staying in an Airbnb. That may be. That's a good point, Nubianette. That's a very good point. That's a good point. And you can find a guest house with the accommodations that you need. I tend to stay places for months, right? Like last year in Mexico, in La Paz, Mexico, I stayed in that one Airbnb for 3 months. Um, So I would need a little bit more than a hotel room. But they're yes, that's a good point. There may be a better, yeah, that may be a better choice. Yeah. Angela says even in the US, a lot of those homes are bought by corporations and turned into rentals. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. I don't know how people can afford to live in some cities already, and other cities are well on their way to that. I don't know. I don't understand how you can live in the Bay Area. I don't get it. A person like a person with a blue collar job, a regular job. So I see, like I said, I'm on Twitter, and I do see there are developers. What are they called? Web developers, app developers, and there are what are they called? Um, Cybersecurity experts and stuff who are making 300K, right? They're making 300K. But how does the person who makes your coffee in the morning afford to live in that town, right? I can see how you could afford to live there. But how does the service provider, how does the pharmacy technician afford to live there? The teacher, I really don't understand. I don't get it. How can you afford this? So, and it's spreading. It's not getting any better. We don't want to go to other places and create that same system in other places. Savvy Soldier, my guest house and I'm currently in living in is owned by a Mexican family not interested in pouring money back into the hands of US owned businesses. I'm getting there. I'm being more mindful of that myself. So tell us, Savvy Soldier, what is your guest house? What are your accommodations like? Do you have a kitchen? Or at least like a refrigerator? What do I really need? All I really need is a refrigerator, a stove top, a microwave. So because that's what this one has. For 3 months, I would need more than this. For 3 months, I think I would need an oven, like a full kitchen. I don't know. Tell us what you have. Okay. Mimi says VRBO does that filtering. Thank you, Mimi. So I've only stayed in a VRBO one time in Atlantic City during the summit with my mom. So that's good. That's good to know that helps you do that. I can't remember where I go online and it says, okay, now filter by Black owned, filter by something. I can't remember what it is. But I'm like, Airbnb could do that. Every other people can do this. Other people can do this. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Eat, drink, love, sassy says Lisbon and Porto are getting like this, where it's hard for the local people to live in their own city. This is not what we're looking to do. This is not what we're trying to create. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's the answer. They all have 10 roommates. I'm sorry. I see it. I scrolled past it here. Rosanna. Rosanna is a web designer, Waffle Cat Studio, web design. I asked, how do people live? How do working class people live? And she said they have 10 roommates. That's probably, yeah. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. Made my stomach hurt going to the grocery store. Like seriously, going to the grocery store, I bought like yogurt, eggs, the standard things that you get when you're going to be in a place for a while and you need yogurt, eggs, butter. I do because I'm gonna buy the bougie butter. I'm buying expensive butter. If I don't, I'm buying imported bougie butter. I'm buying that Kerrygold or whatever. But I remember I went to the grocery store and I was like, well, do I really need to eat? Right? I wasn't even buying steak. I'm not buying meat because I don't cook. I don't cook. I cook breakfast only. I'm not buying meat. Do I really need to eat? I bought a pizza in Boston one time for $32. Like these cities are just getting out of hand. All right, so we've talked about, let's get back on topic. So we've talked about, okay, the 5 signs that you're closer to your exodus than you think. You know how much money you need. You know your destination requirements, like what you require in a destination and also what they require. You have a solid backup plan. You're getting rid of your stuff. But let's not move past this. The December declutter challenge is still on. I know it's not December anymore. I know. Okay. But I still haven't decluttered. Okay. So I bought myself for Christmas, I bought myself a new iPhone. I'm still using my iPhone 7 Plus because I haven't decluttered my digital clutter. I'm still full of digital clutter. So I'm not switching over to my brand new fancy shiny iPhone. I'm not doing it. I still I still have 7,600 unread emails, and I still have boom, boom, boom. Come on, 11,880 photos. I'm not switching over to my new phone until I get a handle on this. I have 23 unread text messages. Like, it's just growing. It's growing. I'm not doing it, right? And so we're still doing the December declutter challenge. Okay, I know it's not December. We're going to do this challenge until I feel like I have decluttered. If anybody is still doing the December challenge, it's okay. We're in this together. Okay. If you don't know what the December declutter challenge is, we are picking something that we are decluttering in December part two, which is January. We're picking some things to declutter. We're setting a goal, okay? For every box or bag or bundle of things that you declutter, that you remove, you're going to give some money to the challenge at adecember2declutter.org. Okay. If you don't want to do it by piecemeal and you just want to do a full, I did my decluttering, here's $50, you can do that as well, right? The reason we're putting money into a pot is that this YouTube channel, The Vacarians, we are sending Black women on sabbatical. We are giving Black women money to not have to work for an extended period of time. Okay, the first person we're giving money to is Maisha Francis, who is an artist, a painter from New Orleans. She also teaches in a school. And so we are giving Maisha money so that she can take a sabbatical from her job, whether it's a leave of absence or whatever she chooses to do. So she does not have to go to school to teach, and she can work on her art and her business. Okay, Maisha already has a painting in the Smithsonian, which is amazing. I am so impressed by that. I am so impressed by that. I'm like, girl, get some business cards, right? Just make some business, just tell people on the street, random people, right? We are giving Maisha, she's the first person we're giving money to. We have set a figure of $25,000 that we are going to raise to give to Maisha. The challenge is part of that, okay? We're going to raise it we're just going to keep raising money until we have the money for her, and then we're going to start raising money until we have the money for the next person. We had some wonderful suggestions last year, so I'm also going to set up a Patreon that's going to go to that pot of money. I'm also committing 10% of my income to that money every month, to that money, so that we can consistently send a Black woman on sabbatical. This is what we do in 2022 now. Okay. If you didn't get a chance to watch my vision board video, I talked a little bit more about it. We did a live vision board party last Saturday, and that was one of the things that we talked about. This is what we do now. This is the focus of this channel now. Okay. We now give Black women money to go on sabbatical. However, we get the money. So some of the money will come from us, Black women. Some of the money is going to come from other people. We're going to get the money from white men. We're going to get the money from places and corporations or whatever. But together, we are going to put our money together to send a Black woman on sabbatical one at a time. I set the figure at $25,000 because seems fine. Seems like a good number. Okay. So to contribute right now, the best way to contribute is at adecember2declutter.org. adecember2declutter.org. The Patreon is coming. I'll set up the Patreon if you want to do a monthly subscription. The monthly Patreon will mean that you get everyone who contributes to this pot. We're all patrons of the Black woman that we're sending on sabbatical, and we'll do some special behind the scenes get-togethers. And I had another very good idea to do. I'm sorry, I should have written down who told me that. I think it was Sonia Unapologetic. If you're here, Sonia, to do like a variety show on the channel, right? So if you contribute to this pot, which is not up yet, the Patreon, which is not up yet. If you contribute to this Patreon, we do a variety show on this channel. And if you have something that you want to, Sonia's a filmmaker and other things, but a filmmaker, right? If you want to do your thing, we'll have a day maybe every quarter where we put you on YouTube. You do your thing on my YouTube channel, which is growing and blossoming and blooming. I love that idea, Sonia. I don't think I yet replied to it because I was mulling it over and thinking about it, and I wanted to think about my response. And then, as you can see by the fact that my inbox looks like this, then I just didn't respond because that's how I do things. I see it, I think about it, I say, I should respond to that now, and then I put it off, which is how you get to 7,600 unread emails. That's one of the ways, right? One of the ways, okay? So, if you are in the process of planning your sabbatical, your career break, your move abroad, your bop around the globe time, your digital nomad life, whatever, decluttering is a key part of that. Please join us in this challenge, which means give us money. Okay? Declutter and give us money. Reward, right? Once you do some form of decluttering, put some money in the pot for Maisha Francis, our painter friend from New Orleans. Okay? That's what's going on. Wild Love Living. I'm still doing the decluttering. It's liberating to release and heartfelt. Yes, recycling it to someone to reuse. That is a good feeling, isn't it? Right? When you know that there's somebody who could use this now has this. Instead of it just sitting in your space, somebody who could use it has it. All right. Hi, Elaine. No to nonprofit. I do not want to run a nonprofit. I don't know if you have any experience in the nonprofit world. It sucks. I'm just going to tell you, the nonprofit world sucks. There are so many rules and regulations. You have to have a board of directors. Your board of directors can kick you out at any time, can vote you out or kick you out at any time. That's the one reason. That's number one. But second is just the tax and government reasons, the things that you have to do that I'm not interested in doing. I do as little as possible. So this is a way that we can do this as little as possible. I don't, yeah. So the matching, I think that we can still get companies to match. I believe this. I believe we can still get corporate sponsors without being a nonprofit organization. I believe that. I know that, right? I've had a corporate sponsor myself on the channel through Exodus Summit. Exodus Summit is not a nonprofit organization. We got corporate dollars. Okay? The first year. The first year we got corporate sponsors without being a nonprofit. So thank you for that. But no, I don't want to do it. That's too much. That's too hard. Okay? I'm telling you, I do as little as possible, right? So my Cash App, I'm gonna give you the Cash App if you want. So yes, the Cash App money and the YouTube, what is it called? Super Chat money has been going into that pot and will continue to go into that pot as well. My Cash App is $S Perry 302. Yes. $S Perry 302. I may need to make a separate Cash App that looks more legit, that looks more official, like a Vicarian's Cash App. Okay, so that's the Cash App, and I just got a Cash App actually from. I just got a notification. Myrtle, thanks Myrtle. Right, Myrtle's been giving on a regular basis into my Cash App for the challenge. So if you want to do the one-time donation, the best way to do the one-time donation is either Cash App, and you can just put declutter challenge or sabbatical. You don't have to put anything actually because nobody else Cash Apps me. You don't have to put anything. So the one-time donation, Cash App or the declutter challenge, a December2declutter.org. Okay. If you want to do a monthly donation, the Patreon soon come. Okay. Patreon is coming. I promise. We will be set up before the weekend is over. Okay. And so that means that if you have notifications turned on, I'll make a separate video about it, just to make sure that you know that it was that it's done. I'm reading Sino's video. I had Rona, was not hospitalized. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're recovered. Yeah. I just mean that back on that. I just mean that people with the vaccine, hospitalization rates extremely low, right? I'm not saying because you get COVID, you're going to get hospitalized. I'm saying people who have the vaccine have extremely low hospitalization rates. Oh, I can just change my name? Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. I think we need it to be more like Vicarians or something, right? Something Vicarians related. Yes, Missy. So decluttering is multi-level. People, I assume we think of physical clutter right away, but there's digital clutter, there's emotional clutter, there's spiritual clutter. What else did you say? Mind and body. What's body clutter? Body clutter is just poop. Yes, we have it. We have it. We have to work on all aspects. I don't have a whole lot of physical clutter because I don't live anywhere. I don't have a whole lot of physical clutter, but my digital clutter is awful. It's burdensome to me. It's I have like a there's a little pit of dread in my stomach when I think about it. Every time I see my email, every time I open my inbox, and sometimes I don't open my inbox because I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. I'm that person, right? I'm that person. I don't want to deal with it. I'm not even gonna open it. I'm not gonna. It's too much. I can't. I can't. I don't want to. And that is dragging me down, bro. It's dragging me down. So I need to address it. I wanted to get it done in December. Well, this is 2nd December. So now we're going to work on it in January. That's right, Elaine. More peace of mind. You can still do good things. Yes. We talked about that just last week. Watch my vision board video last week. It was really good. Wouldn't y'all agree? We had a good time. I did cry. So I called it a vision board party. I did cry at my party, but I'm allowed to do that. I cried. We laughed. We made plans for the year. We talked about what's going on today and what we want to move into in 2022. I think that was a really good video. Yes, it's long. Y'all know my videos are long, but I think that was a really, really good video. Okay, I'll try. I'll go ahead and change my name so that it's easier to remember. Okay, now you're on your channel name. Okay, Cutie Pie is Eat, Drink, Love, Sassy. My email is Stephanie@vicarious.com. You know my email address. My email, Cutie Pie acting brand new. My email is Stephanie@vicarious.com. Email me. I'll type it in here. You know that. Acting brand new in the new year. No, but maybe we can do some t-shirts. So I have t-shirts that say boycott winter, normalize free time, and these jobs ain't loyal. So we'll add some Vacarians t-shirts. I'll make one. Designing things is something that I do when I'm procrastinating from actual work. Like I have made book covers for books that I have not written. I've done that. I have probably 12 book covers for books that I have not written. Book ideas. I get a book idea and then I make a book cover. Stupid. Don't do that kind of thing. I am really good at procrastination that looks like work. What do we call that? I don't know. But I'm good at it. I'm good at busy things, busy work, procrastinatory things. So I will gladly make a Vacarians t-shirt instead of cleaning out my inbox. I will gladly do it. Pamela, the vision board party was amazing, full stop. I agree. I already feel like I'm walking more intentionally into my future. That that feels good. I'm so glad to hear that, Pamela. Thank you for providing this platform. You're welcome, Pamela. That feels good to me. That's what we do. That's what this space is for. I've told you what we don't do here. This is what we do. This is what we do here. We live our dreams on this channel. I mean, that's the simplest way I can put it. We live our dreams. I don't know how to live your dream until you have a dream. I think that a sabbatical, some free time is a space to develop that dream, right? And then we make progress towards that dream. That's what we do here, and we do it together. I'm so glad to hear that. I think that vision board party was awesome. I've watched that video. It's a long video, and I've watched it probably 3 times because the chat was awesome. It was wonderful. I miss, when I'm live, I don't see a whole lot of the chat. I probably see 5% of the chat. Seriously. From Ecamm Live, just not I think with Ecamm Live I probably see about 50%. And then while it's scrolling and I'm talking and I probably see. So I've watched it just to see the chat over and over again. That was a wonderful video. I love this community. I love this space. I love the way that you communicate with each other. That's what I saw in the chat in that vision board party. People connecting, making plans. Katrina and Missy, right? I saw people connecting and making plans and sharing and giving and supporting each other, supporting me. And there's nobody who has a more supportive group of friends than I do, right? Anyway, so that vision board party was my live stream last Saturday. I think you should take some time to watch it, even if it takes you 10 days, because it's long, okay? I think you should take some time to watch it and work along with me. Make your vision for 2022. I've told you 2022 to me feels like abundance, right? That is my vision for 2022. It feels like abundance. I want to receive abundance. I want to give abundantly. I want to be abundance in 2022. Okay, I am abundance in 2022. It flows in and out. Okay, so yeah, that party. I think that party was awesome, and I think you should watch that video and make your vision board for yourself. However you're going to do it, doesn't have to be a vision board, but come up with your vision for 2022, and then make progress towards it, move towards it. Passive income. Yes, I have a video on 10 and a half ways I've made money online. I talk about my passive income and my active income. So I do coaching, which is active income. I have to do things to make that money. But I have some passive income out there. A little birdie told me, she may be done with coaching and she may be here. So a little birdie told me that her passive income this year outperformed her income from her business. And hopefully she'll be making a video on that very soon. Yes, we are moving into ease, right? We're doing as little as possible, including making money without working, which is a new concept to me, to a lot of us. You can make money without a job. We're going to talk a lot more about that as well. Well, Rosanna says making the book covers is like manifesting. No, because you have to actually write. You can't manifest. I can't manifest a book that I've written without sitting down and writing the book. It may be a step apart. It may be a step in manifesting, but it's the smallest, least important step. To manifest a book, I need to write a book. I need to put on my calendar that I'm writing this book, right? I need to put on my calendar when I write the book. So I watch Brown and Bendy here on YouTube. I'm a big fan of hers. Brown and Bendy. Her name is Dominique something. And she's got amazing videos about manifestation and things. And she talks about also, I don't know the other lady's name. And so part of what she talks about is the vision, right? Envisioning and manifesting in terms of seeing it. But you have to not only you don't want to just envision the end result. You have to vision and envision the daily process. So as a writer, me doing some sort of manifestation work or some sort of vision work where I see the book cover is not helpful. What I really need to sit down and envision is me sitting my behind in a seat and writing every day. That's the thing that I need to stop and visualize. My visualization time, visualizing the success of the book, is wasted. My visualization time needs to be about me when I lay down at night and I do a little visualization exercise. What I need to be visualizing is me getting up in the morning, sitting in a chair and typing on my computer. That's what I need to be doing. That is why I talked a lot last week about trying to get together an evening routine. I need an evening routine that sets me up for a good day the next day. Yes, I'm a big fan of Brown and Bendy. I love her. I love her. Don't tell her. She's got 2 young kids. I love her. This is what I have gotten wrong in the past about that visualization. And this is what I need to do a better job with. I don't need to visualize the end result. I can see the future. I have vision. I can see the future. I can see the end result. I need to visualize myself doing the work. And then I need to put it on my calendar and I need to do the work, right? That's where I am. That's where I'm not right now and where I'm moving towards. Yes. Put in the work. Yes. Yes. Hi, glass half full. So this is a good question. Oh goodness, it's almost okay. We haven't even done step number 5 yet. I originally wanted to document my year of bopping around the globe in Southeast Asia, which started in September 2015. I wanted to document that on Instagram and on a blog. So I made a blog called vicarious.com, right? Vicarious vacation. Vacation vicariously with me. I made that. And then while I did that, I think I named it before I left, right? I made Vicarious before I left. Once I got out into the world and was not working and was free and had free time and was seeing the places that I dreamed of, seeing the places that were my screensaver for all those years. I was in Thailand, I was in Cambodia, I was on the beaches in the Philippines. I was like, wait, I don't want you to vacation vicariously through me anymore. I want you to do it. So I've kept the name Vicarious, but it really doesn't fit because I don't want you to vacation vicariously through me. Again, I do as little as possible, so I'm not changing the name. Don't worry. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. But that's how it started. And I have changed directions. Talk about a pivot, right? I don't want you to vacation vicariously through me. I didn't show you any pictures of my last couple trips. I don't show you pictures of my trips too much. Number one, Lee, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do Instagram. I don't want to do all that. But I don't show you too much of that kind of stuff. I don't. I want you to get out and see it. So that's where Vicarious came from. And so one day I was like, we need a name. We need a team name because I like to name things. And I was like, what do we call ourselves? And I think the winning idea was the Vicarians. Okay. So we're called the Vicarians, but we don't vacation vicariously. We do it ourselves. Hi, Missy. I do that. I don't speak it into a recorder. I speak, so Google Docs. I'm writing my book on Google Docs, and there's text, speech to text. So I speak it into Google Docs. I find for nonfiction, it's better than for fiction. That doesn't work for me with fiction, but I do that. I do that. So this week, January just started. This week, I'm doing typing, writing 500 words per morning. And I do voice to speech. Like I said, I like it better for nonfiction. So the book about sabbaticals, I like it better for that than the fiction, the house sitter who solves crimes book. And yes, so my writing time is now. If anybody wants to join me in my writing time, so last week I did tell you the wrong time. Okay, 7 a.m. Central Time. I said 7 a.m. Eastern Time, but I'm on Central Time right now. 7 a.m. Central Time. I am writing until I get to 500 words. And I do have a couple of days a week starting in 2 weeks. No, maybe starting next week. Actually, no, because Rashida and I are running the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge soon. That's another thing I need to announce this weekend. So anyway, but there will be at least one day a week, I'll say, where I'll have more than that, where I'll have like a 4-hour block to write. So that's what's happening. If you want to write in solidarity with me or do something in solidarity, if you need some sisters, you have to do a thing that is a little bit of a drudge. Is that the word? A drudge every day. Know that I'm going to be doing my thing that's a little bit of a drudge every day at 7 a.m. And if you want to be doing your thing at the same time, do your thing at the same time. We'll do this together. By the end of January, draft 1 is going to be done of this book. So just by staying on schedule, draft 1. I'm not saying the book. Don't expect that book in January. Draft 1. I'm okay with the first draft being terrible. Really terrible. I have done enough writing for other people to know. I was a virtual assistant. I've done enough writing for people to know that the first draft is awful. It's okay. You can't fix it until you get it down, though. You got to get the first draft down till you get it. You got to get that first draft down to get to the good stuff. Yes. Yes, I really appreciate that. There's another woman, too. I think Michelle Villalobos might be the other woman. And that I learned that lesson from them, right? Vision, especially for a person like me, I can see I believe I can see the future. You can't tell me I can't see the future. I took the strengths finders test, and and I think my first or second strength was vision. And I took that to mean that I could see the future. Future vision, they even said something like that, right? You can't tell me I can't see the future. So I can see the book, and I see myself on stage. I see myself at conferences talking about talking my talk and selling my book. I see it. But the book does not exist. I need to visualize myself writing the book at night so that when I wake up in the morning, I am primed to get up and write the book, right? We have you see the study mentioned all the time about the golfer. I think he was imprisoned. He was a man who was imprisoned who was a golfer. And he envisioned himself taking shots, various swings. He could not practice golf. And when he came out of prison, he was a much better golfer. I'm messing up the story, but that's right. That's how visualization works. You have to see yourself doing the thing. Basketball, right? There's a study about basketball players as well. Some who actually, I don't know, they compare two different types of basketball training. One that includes you visualizing yourself taking the shots over and over, and the repetition, not visualizing yourself winning a championship, right? Not visualizing yourself up on stage, right? Visualizing yourself doing the work primes your brain to do the work. So that's that. Yes. Yeah, and I think the evening routine, Katrina, I think for me anyway, the evening is what sets me up for a good morning. If I am in my bed at 12:30 watching General Hospital clips on YouTube, because that's what I do, I watch General Hospital clips because I'm not watching TV. I'm in Rashida's no spend challenge for January, but instead of not spending money, I'm not spending time watching TV. So I'm not watching TV all of January. But during other times, I lay in the bed and I watch clips of General Hospital. I watch clips of stuff on YouTube. And then that's 12:30. And then I'm supposed to get up at 7 to write. I don't do it. And then I'm supposed to go for a walk after I finish writing. I don't do that either. And then the whole day is just in the trash. So I need the evening to set me up for a good morning. Right now, my evening routine is I wrote it down, but maybe I don't have it in this thing. I think what I came up with is wash dishes because that's a thing that tells me it's the end of the day. I like washing dishes. Like, you know how you have the kitchen is almost dark and you have just like the stove light on, a little bit of light, right? Getting and having my hands in the water. I'm a Cancer. I've talked about how much I love water, right? Getting my hands in the water. Anyway, to me, washing dishes is a sign that the day is over. It always has been. So wash dishes, do my nighttime stuff, brush my teeth, and I don't really remove my makeup. I wrote down remove my makeup. I don't. I don't remove my makeup. And then read to prepare. Or no, then write down the three main things I need to get done the next day. Business work things. Three main work things I need to get done the next day. And then read something to prepare myself for what I need to write in the morning. Not my own thing, but something else. Like right now, I'm reading Tanya Hester's book. This is relevant to what I'm writing. So read something and I also have a book on burnout and a book on something else to help me prepare. So thank you. I'm getting Cash App notifications from you guys. Thank you so much for those Cash Apps, Lenise, Elaine, Ruth. Thank you for that. That's going into the challenge. So that's what my evening routine is going to kind of look like. I may need to add some sort of music or sound to it. Yeah, I'm thinking that's right. And I need to do some visualization of the morning, right? Visualize my morning. And I think I probably need to do that before I read in case I fall asleep while I'm reading. Because I'm good at falling asleep while I'm reading. So that's what's going on. That's what's happening. That's what I'm working on. Weezy Jefferson, house sitting is really about caring for pets, right? Most house sits are pet sits. Most. Remember that not all pets are cats and dogs. There are fish, turtles, rabbits, backyard chickens, but most house sits are pet sits, especially now. When travel is, it's when people are freer to move about the country or about the world, When people are freer to move about the world, you'll see more house sits that are not pet sits. But right now, most house sits are pet sits. I think I'm a morning writer, Lynn. I am. I think I do the best stuff before 11 a.m. That's me, the best. That's why when the sun comes up earlier, I'll get up even earlier. So here in Mexico, I'm not really sure what time the sun comes up yet because I've been sleeping till 7. So I need to figure that out. But I once right at dawn to around 11 a.m., I'm on fire. I can do things. I can make things. I can get things done. After 11, and then once General Hospital comes on at 2, my day is done. My day is done. Okay? Don't expect any good thing from me after about 3 p.m. Eastern time. But I know that about myself. I know I do much better in the early mornings. But only if I go to bed at a reasonable time and I'm not in my bed watching YouTube videos, right? It all works together. Let's see. I don't know. So, am I into law of attraction or law of assumption? I don't know. I don't know what the law of assumption is. I would say Brown and Bendy is law of attraction, her channel, and I don't know what law of assumption is, but I know that I think she would say she's a law of attraction person, and what she says, I get it, I understand it. Some stuff people be talking, I don't understand. I don't know what you be talking about. I don't get it. You're not talking to me, but I understand that. So let's see. Let me block you real quick. Ban. We haven't had a troll in a while. Okay. Everyone forgets. Yes. Okay, we're back. I think Kareem might be a little bit behind in the convo. All right. Yes, got your. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Elaine. Yes, I got your Cash App. I got a handful of Cash Apps just now. Thank you very much for that. They're going into a December to Declutter challenge. Thank you. All right. So we didn't do the last thing. And it's already time to go. Step number 5, fifth sign that you're closer to your exodus than you think, you have a supportive community. If you have a supportive community, you have a cheat code. And you are closer to this thing than you think. All right? I know of some supportive communities. Let me tell you about one. It's called Exodus Summit. Okay, so Rashida Dow, who is Sheeta's on the Loose here on YouTube, and I host a summit annually called Exodus Summit, where we help Black women take a sabbatical or move abroad. We help you come up with your plan during that summit. We talk to Black women who have done things different ways so that you can learn how to do this for yourself. All right, and we have a Facebook group for. Let's see, where do I have the link to the Facebook group? Nowhere. We have a Facebook group for Black women who want to or who are ready to plan their career break, their move abroad, their digital nomad full-time travel life. Okay? You are welcome to join this. It's for Black women. I'm going to say that one more time. Okay? Not people married to Black people. Not, right. If you don't live your life as a Black woman, this is not the space for you. Okay? Blaxit Global would be glad to have you if you're a Black person who's not a Black woman, right? If you don't live your life as a woman, if you're a Black man, Blaxit Global, okay? Blaxit Global, okay? But Exodus Summit is a Facebook group for Black women, okay? I love this group. A lot of the women here in this chat today are in this Facebook group, okay? And /community. I can't talk and type, but I can do this. Okay, this community is at exodussummit.com/community. Or you can just go to Facebook and type in Exodus Summit. Okay, exodussummit.com/community, or just go to Facebook and type in Exodus Summit. Okay, this is where we go to share our plans, to celebrate our wins, to ask our questions. You need a community. When you're doing something that is against the norm, right? When you're doing something that's not the norm, you need to have people in your corner. Okay. I'm here to tell you that the people who will celebrate you for getting a third job and for buying a home and for going to graduate school or professional school, those are not the same people who will celebrate you when you say, you know what? I'm going to live my life on my own terms. I'm going to choose what I want for me and not go down the path that someone else has decided was the path for me. Not the same people. You need to find your people, okay? Exodus Summit, I think, is your people because they're my people. If what we talked about today was good to you, then I think you should join the Exodus Summit Facebook group, okay? So, yes, it's on Facebook. I know a lot of us are not messing with Facebook, but that's where it is for now. Okay. If you're okay with being on Facebook, even if it's just for this group, even if you don't deal with Facebook for anything else, you just deal with Facebook for this group, we would love to have you. I love the community. Teresa says, "Hi, Teresa. I love the Exodus community. I love it. I love it. I don't, there's no better. There's no better." I'm sorry. Some of the women here, some of you have your own communities. They're great too. Okay. But I love it. I love the Exodus Facebook community. And so we are going to have some announcements coming up soon. Maybe a job announcement coming up in the Facebook community. Maybe more um, turkey info. So I think you should be there. I think you just join now so you don't miss things. Okay, join so you don't miss things. Hi, Yvette. Don't be mad. It's okay. It's okay. Watch the replay. I think it was a good one. I think this was another good one. Welcome. Good morning. All right. Okay, good. Cutie Pie says she hopes her email doesn't get lost in the 7,000. I'm going to work on it. We're going to do it together. I'm going to get to your email and I'm going to get through those other emails. Yeah. It's a great community. Hi, Diamond. Kat from Rebloom Room. I've hung with the World Domination Summit and Fire folks, but I'm so glad I found a community of Black women who are creating lives outside the norm. I'm here for it. Yes, yes. So there are communities out there who are talking the more specifics, right? So just because I say find a community doesn't mean Exodus Summit is the only community, right? So World Domination Summit, what I know of them is that they're an in-person summit for people who are, so World Domination is an aggressive term, but they are people who are just living their lives on their own terms. Most of them are business owners, right? Fire, financial independence, retire early, right? The dream, the goal, not the dream, not a dream, but a goal, the goal, right? There are communities out there talking the thing that you need support with. Don't start from zero. I don't believe in starting from scratch. Join communities where you can get a head start, right? Like that's the key. I don't do things from scratch. I don't start from zero. Communities are there to help you and to grow together. Find communities for the things that you are into or the things that you want to be into. Join communities with these people. Yes. All right. And thrive. Join communities and see yourself prosper and thrive. Okay. I have a lot to catch up on. It was a good one, I think. I think it was a good one. All right. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about the 5 ways you know that you are closer to your sabbatical or closer to your exodus or closer to your move abroad, closer to your digital nomad life than you think. You know how much money you need for this thing. You know what you require of a destination and what that, destination requires from you to be able to go there. You have a solid backup plan. Let's see. I gave you resources for the backup plan. I gave you the Cambly Teaching English video and the House Sitter Toolkit. And I gave you the Work from Anywhere Toolkit, right? And you're getting rid of stuff. Okay. I don't take people seriously about their move abroad or whatever until they start getting rid of things. If their home still looks like it did 6 months ago when they first said they were going to move abroad, I don't know. Is it going to happen? Girl, I don't know. right? You start getting rid of stuff. I told you about the declutter challenge, which is still going on. Yes, it's called the December Declutter Challenge. Yes, December is over. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We still doing it. It's still on. December Declutter Challenge is on. Okay. And then number 5, you have a supportive community. And I think you're going to have to go out and find them, including the Exodus community, right? It may not be the community that you have today. Okay. I don't want to sound harsh. I'm not judging your friends and your family. I'm just saying that this is a new thing. And it's going to be scary to some of your current community. It's going to be scary to them. Some of them are just going to think it's wrong. And some of them are going to be judgmental. Some of them are going to just not get it. Right? And so you need to find a community that supports you in this new thing. Okay? Again, Exodus Summit is my Facebook community with Rashida Dow. Blaxit Global is Krishan's Facebook group, which welcomes Black people. So there are communities out there. 60 plus. Deborah is not here. Is she here? She's not here today. 60 plus Black women expats is just what it sounds like. It's a Facebook group, 60 plus Black women expats. I have a video on communities. 60 plus Black women expats is a separate Facebook group, just like it sounds, for women who are 60 plus, Black women who are 60 plus, who are or are planning to be expats. Also, Wanda's group is Black Women Digital Nomad Entrepreneurs. Again, just like it sounds. All right. Get yourself into community with your people. Okay? Get yourself in community with people who are working on your thing. Okay? Don't do it alone. I can't tell you enough. Don't do it alone. Don't start from scratch. That's a sign. When I do a call with people and they're like, yeah, I want to move abroad and I have this date and I want to move to this country. And I'm like, okay, are you in the Facebook community for expats in that city? Right? If they say yes, I'm like, she's out the door. Right? Find the Facebook community for expats in the places you want to go and join them. Okay, I've talked about community a lot. I've got videos on how to find the right communities. Okay, but those are the 5 steps. Okay, so we have talked about these 5 steps. Yes, we have talked about resources for each of the steps. So for each step, I gave you the toolkit. I gave you the Facebook group link. I gave you the declutter challenge. I gave you the house sitter toolkit. Right. So you've got the resources that you need. If you're not at this point, if these 5 steps are signs, if you can't yet show these signs yet, I've given you the resources to get you there. Okay? Let's do it. Let's make some progress. In 2022, we are operating in abundance. We are tearing the roof off of our lives. No more ceiling. No more ceiling. Okay? So that's all I have today. 2 hours and 7 minutes. All right. As usual. So let's see. What's your homework? Your homework is to work. If one of these steps is lacking, fill in the gaps. Go to the resources that I've given to you so that you can make progress. Okay? We don't have to have it all done, but we do want to see some progress. And then report back. Okay? All right. So a couple of quick housekeeping things. Rashida and I are going to announce that we are running the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge in January. So if you're already on the wait list, open our emails. Okay, we're going to start emailing you. Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge is for business owners, Black women who get clients on the internet. Okay, so if you need in-person clientele, we're not the coaches for you. But if you need to get clients from the internet, like I do for House Sitter School, like Rashida does for From Burnout to Bliss, her career break coaching program, like I do for my YouTube coaching, if you need to get clients from the internet, the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge is about to pick up again. I believe we set the max at 24 students per. Hi, Rashida. All right, so get on the wait list today at exodussummit.com/next3clients. It's not that. Exodus Homecoming. exodushomecoming.com/next 3 clients. ExodusHomecoming.com/next. Okay, so get on the wait list today. Everybody will get an email in a couple days to sign up for the challenge. It's not a free challenge, it's a paid challenge, but it's a challenge that shows you how to set up your client getting stream, right? How to set up a system so that you get clients for your coaching service, for your freelance business, for your retreat running business, your trip business, right? That challenge is, we're running that in January, 24 students max. And then I feel like I had something else to announce, but that will do, there'll be a formal announcement of that. I think that might be it. That might be it. Okay. We do. I encourage all of you to find your Rashida. I encourage you all. Rashida makes things better. I encourage you all to find your Rashida. She might be in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. Some of the ladies here in the chat have gone through the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge and have done some collaborating with someone that they met in the challenge. Okay? I encourage you to do that. We don't do things by ourselves. We don't do things from zero, from scratch. We do things together. Yes, we do things together. Okay? All right. So this is what's happening. So we've talked a little bit about our direction for the year, but we've talked mostly about the things that you need to get yourself out the door. Okay? I want to say this again. This channel is to help you get out the door. If you want to move abroad or take a sabbatical or be a digital nomad, take some steps. If you didn't have one of these things, if you don't know how much money you need, or you don't know what you need in a destination, if you don't have a backup plan, if you're not getting rid of your stuff, if you don't have a supportive community, I've given you the resources, okay? That's what your homework is, okay? So thank you again. Thank you for the Cash App and the Super Chat. I'm going to drop those into the Declutter Challenge. Yes, it's called December. It's okay. I'm going to drop that into the Declutter Challenge where we're raising money for Maisha. And you will hear from me also very soon about the Patreon for those of you who want to give on a monthly basis. Okay? All right. I don't know what next week's video is going to be about. I believe I'm going to make a video in the middle of the week about, I don't want to tell you. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what next week's live stream is going to be about. And then I have the one scheduled after that. But next week, I'll be in Curacao. Yeah. Next live stream, I'm going to be in the Caribbean, y'all. Okay. So I'll see you soon. Thank you again for giving. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for taking care of each other. Thank you for answering and asking questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate seeing you guys. Happy New Year. If this is my first time seeing you this year, this is going to be it. This is going to be a good one. I don't mean it as in the end, but this is going to be a good one. Okay. 2022 feels like abundance, and I'm glad that you're here. Okay. I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.